welcome to the Ho Chunk Casino here in Baraboo, Wisconsin for 4 days of top quality pool. It's stop number 2 on the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series Tour. 64 players hoping to grab the $25,000 first prize. 2 races to 4, and if we're level after 2 sets, we go to one of those dramatic shootouts. The game is 10 ball, early 10s count, it's winner breaks, and it's cool shot. And in the booth, calling the shots with me this morning, it's great to welcome back Tony Robles. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, buddy. How are you today?
Absolutely fantastic, and what a first matchup of the day we have. Gorst has won the lag and will break. He is playing excellent KACI.
And this is a great way to start the tournament. I mean, this is a match that's even worthy of a final.
It certainly is. And he's made a ball on the break, and it really is a lovely venue here at the Ho Chunk Casino. There's waterfalls in the foyer.
Oh, the waterfall is beautiful.
It's just lovely.
It's fantastic.
It's beautiful. So maybe pushing out here. I think he's got an edge of this one actually, Tony. It's a nice little safety on here. How are you playing this one, mate?
Yeah, I'm going to try to hit this as thin as possible. I will try to hit this as thin as possible to go underneath the 8 or the 6, but I guess he doesn't feel comfortable enough with that shot. Maybe it's not even possible from the angle he had. But, you know, one of the rules of a push shot is always try to push out to a place where if you leave your opponent in shot, it's very difficult to play position on the following ball.
So really Eklund now has the shot that we were just talking about, the thin, or is he going to go? Maybe he's going to try and bank this. Would you try banking this, Tony?
I think Federer would try to bank this, considering that he just won the banks at Derby City. You know, he's playing absolute insane pool.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
you know,
KACI didn't give it back to him, did he? So
he has a 6 and a 7 to block him if he misses a bank, right?
Yeah, he's quite a long way out with that by the looks of it.
Yeah.
But played it in such a way, played it good speed as well, Tony, to finish middle of the rail.
Mm-hmm. I'm not quite sure if he can see the 1, but I think he can. If he can, he might want to go for this because he has a couple of potential blockers there. If he does not, then he's gonna be forced to kick his ass with it. So I guess he can't see it. What you want to do here is when you come off the second rail, you want to hit the 1 in a way where it'll hopefully go past the 8 and towards the 3, just in case he doesn't hit it good enough. He at least has a chance of going behind the 3 or the 2 potentially, even possibly the 9, depending on how he hits it.
And this is the 3rd time these two players have met in the US Pro Billiard Series. And Fedor just ahead.
So he hit a little on the thick side there.
Yeah, and you might,
unfortunately,
you might just have heard there the beginnings of the shot clock, the dreaded beep. And we do have a 30-second shot clock, 60 seconds after the break, 60 seconds after a push out, and each player is allowed 1 extension each per rack. And we've got 4 days of absolute quality pool here. Some really, really big names here, all trying to get this $25,000 first prize. And, well, you're in it as well, Tony.
Yeah.
You're not going to be sitting in here with me all the time. You're going to be out there playing.
Do you like going between the 6 and the 10 here? I do. Because some players prefer to go 3 rails on this shot.
Oh, he's played that beautifully.
Yeah, I kind of like that shot because, you know, even if you don't run into the 8, you probably go past it and still end up with a shot. You go the 3 railer route, you know, you could potentially end up behind the 8 or the 9. So you hit that great. The 4 is going to be the key here. He wants to lead the cue ball a little shy of where he's shooting from now, so that he can go 1, possibly 2 rails.
Yeah, there you can see aiming low left on the cue ball, just dragging it back, holding it off that rail. Perfectly played, Tony. Good start here from KACI.
See, now here you can go between the 6 and the 8. I like coming off the second rail, so that way once I hit that second rail, I'm going towards the 4, but he might not need to do that. They hit it great.
Well, has he come far enough? Has he come far enough? He's having a close look. I'm not sure he has, you know.
I think he has. He can definitely see the 4 for sure.
Yeah, I'm down.
He's going to play the 6 in the side afterwards, just a slight angle to come down for the 7.
Oh, how well did he judge that one, eh?
Oh, yeah.
That last positional shot, fantastic shot. So 2 races to 4. And there you'll see a new addition here, some percentages.
Now he's going to get on the 7, go 1 or 2 rails for the 8 in the side. And I like getting straight on the 8 here, Mark. That way I just have to worry about, you know, drawing back. So 2 rails. Okay, he didn't get quite straight. He's still in good shape here. He can definitely hit the 8 thick enough to possibly get past that 9.
Yeah, just a little bit short there, wasn't he, though, of prime position, let's say. So he's got a little bit more work to do.
He might even get away with follow and play the 9 on the top left corner. Yeah, that's what he did, top left corner.
Doesn't want to finish straight. Doesn't want to finish straight, especially if he's close to that rail. I think he's okay. So, good chance here to take the first rack of the 2022 Apex Wisconsin Open.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the ball slid a little more than he expected coming off the top rail. That's why he wound up so close to the rail, you know. But this is Mr. KACI we're talking about, right?
Yeah, absolutely perfectly played. And he waltzed in here about 10 minutes before the match was going to start. Fedor was here at about 8:30 this morning practicing. So first rack then to Eklund KACI, 23 years old now, from Tirana in Albania. He reigning 10-ball world champion. Now then, you have a bit of news for us, I believe, Tony.
Oh, I was invited to the World 10 Ball in Vegas because I've been playing in the event since last year, so I guess I accumulated enough points to get invited. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'll be playing at the Las Vegas Open as well as the World 10 Ball. So you'll see me there in Vegas for 2 weeks.
We'll see you in the Rio from the 23rd of March. Not far away now, is it?
Yeah, so I'll be heading back home April 2nd, one day after my birthday, because I was born on April 1st. I'm an April fool.
Yeah,
So.
you're having a joke.
I'm a pool-playing fool.
He's a pool fool. Okay, here we go then. Rack number 2, Eklund KACI to break, leading by 1 rack to 0. Race to 4.
Let's see how he hits this break, Mark. Let's see if he hits it dead straight, because he has a phenomenal break as well. Normally brings the cue ball back, stop till he hits it slightly off to the right. And let's see if that was enough to avoid making a ball. No, it was not. But unfortunately, the 6 stopped in front of the cue ball.
Yeah, he got the 4 rail up, 9 ball, didn't he? No shot on the 1, so he's going to be pushing here. I don't think he'll fancy jumping this one, Tony.
No.
But sort of shot you might play if you're 8-0 up in a race to 9 or something, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not really that bad of a shot, because if you're cutting the 1 ball enough, you're going to send the cue ball towards a 2. If you overcut it, you leave the 1 ball somewhere uptown.
Hey, I wondered how long it was going to be. I wondered how long it was going to be. We're barely into rack 2 and we've already gone uptown.
Yeah.
And you can hear, maybe you can just hear a little bit of music playing in the background. This is not the only tournament going on. I mean, we've got 6 tables in progress now in round 1. We've got 5 outer tables, which will bring you live updates. And if you want to keep up with any of the information, go to USProBilliardSeries.com. And there you heard the shot clock. Managing to play the stroke just before. Now then, well, he's got to have a go at this, hasn't he?
Well, I mean, it's like I said, when you push out, you want to push out somewhere where it makes it very difficult for your opponent to play position should he or she choose to take the shot. And over here, you know, there's a potential of running into the 5 or the 6. So if Federer does decide to take this shot, he would have to be pretty confident that he can get past that 5 and the 6 and come down for the 2. If not, then he's just going to have to, you know, play it safe. Either bank it or overcut it. I kind of like the overcut route if you decide to go safe, but I think he has enough room to barely get past it. I guess he didn't.
No.
And look how
Discretion.
good he hit that. Look how good he hit that.
Discretion is the better part of valor in that particular instance. Great shot there.
Well, this is one of the things that we've spoken about. You know, I was talking to Robbie Capito, who came from Hong Kong to play here, buddy of mine, and I told him when you're playing these short races, you have to play smart from the very beginning. You can't take unnecessary risks because there's such short races that you make one mistake, you might lose that match, you know, or that set, and then potentially the match. You got to play smart.
Yeah. In addition to the US Pro Billiard Series going on at the moment, in this very same building, we have 18 7-foot tables down here, but uptown, as you would say, on the top of Mount Everest up there.
Yep.
We have another 40 tables where they are contesting the Wisconsin State Championships. 87 teams here for that, Tony. 87.
Yeah, it's going to be close to 600 players here, which is phenomenal. Look at that hit. What a great hit that was. But unfortunately, he left Federer straight shot on the one ball where all he has to do is just stop it there.
And he's perfect on the 2 ball, so chance then to draw level. And don't forget, Federer won the opening event in Arizona, retained his title actually from last year, and then done so well at the recent Derby City Classic. He's a man on fire. Oh yes, in it goes. Nice shot.
Yeah, we were talking about how he finished second in the big table, the Bigfoot Challenge. Against Joshua Filler. He lost in the final there. Then he finished in the top 8 in the 9 ball. He won the banks, he won the 1 pocket, and he won the master of the table. I mean, he almost completed a triple crown, which is I don't think anyone's ever.
No one's ever done it.
Yeah,
no.
He came pretty close there.
Yeah, if you need to loan anybody, he's the man to go to at the moment. Won $77,000 in just 2 weeks.
I'm wondering if he's thinking of leaving the cue ball more or less where it's at, maybe a little higher to go 3, possibly 4 rails for the 5, because I don't think he has enough room to get on the other side with the 10 being there, you know? So it's kind of a tricky shot, unless he decides he wants to play it in the corner. He does have great control with that draw shot. No, he decided to go the side pocket route, which I think is smart, as long as he's able to hit it thin enough to get past the 8 and the 7 ball.
Yeah, that was a smart shot. You called it right there. Made sure he left himself enough angle. Didn't want to finish too straight on that 4 ball, so he's got plenty of angle to go 3, maybe even 4 rails.
And this is a player preference. You can either decide to go 3 rails slightly past 7, or you can decide to go off the 4th rail. So he decided to go off the 4th rail.
Either wants it to pull up.
Well, he got pretty close. Maybe he wasn't trying to. But he's still good shape here.
Maybe just overrun it slightly. Fedor, just 21 years old, of course, from Moscow in Russia.
Now here he can go 1 rail and go slightly past the 6 ball. If not, I think 2 rails is a safer route because you avoid running into the 6. See, if you go 1 rail and the ball slides on you because it is a new cloth, you could potentially end up going right into the 6. So even though he didn't get exactly where he wanted to, he still has a shot at the cheese, right?
The blue cheese in this case, because it's the 10 ball. And don't forget, we have the amazing, thrilling shootouts. You might remember, I believe you were in the commentary booth with me when it was Fedor Gorst. Fedor Gorst was playing Roberto Gomez on the very same table. And on the table 2, we had Nukioi and Jesus Asensio went to a shootout, 14-13.
That's phenomenal. You have to expect at least one of those every tournament, right?
Yeah, I wonder who it's going to be between this time. Jesus, of course, is here. Nukioi isn't actually here. I think it's one of the first ones he's missed, Nukioi. So looking good here. Nice. You know, you're going to play this down the corner, or are you just going to drop it in the side?
Definitely the corner. Because you don't need to do much with the cue ball if you play in the corner.
There, the cameraman seems to know as well where he's playing it. Look, absolutely perfectly played. So we're going to go 1-1. Don't go anywhere. We are coming back straight after the break. Welcome back to Ho Chunk Gaming Casino here in a lovely little place called Baraboo in Wisconsin for the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series Apex Wisconsin Open. We are 1-1 here in the first game of the day. Feder Gorst to break all level with Eklund KACI. Crunching break.
Yeah, he made that 3 ball and has a shot on the 1. See the 4 ball? Not sure if the 4 goes on the side, but he might be able to play a carom on the 9.
Yeah, the carom is certainly on, isn't it? I believe the 4 does go. I've just had a look. We're actually to the side of the table this time. We're normally more or less behind the table, but the setup here, we're way over to the left, but it's great because we're right in the middle of all the other tables. And just to bring you some latest scores from around the room, P. Lee is 1-0 up against Dimitris Lukakis from Greece. Chris Reinhold leads Daniel Schneider 3-1. Sharik Saeed is 3-1 down against local boy Nicholas De Leon. And Mika Immonen still playing some great stuff, 2-0 ahead against Daniel's brother, actually, Michael Schneider. So here we go then.
He made a great shot there on the 1 ball to get on the 2 because, like I said, he might have a potential billiard. And if he is playing the billiard, he wants to end up with an angle so that he can cut the 4 just enough. So that way he plays position for the 4 in the bottom right-hand pocket. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there.
I think it does go. I think he's left it to cut now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I can't tell if the 4 goes in the side from here, but if it does, I'm pretty sure he didn't want to end up where he wound up.
No, it doesn't. You're right. Now, can he carom this? Can he billiard this?
I mean, you know, if the billiard were on like that, I think he would have shot the 2 in the corner and just stopped the cue ball by the side pocket. So he didn't. So he must have had some other plan. So you might want to put the cue ball behind the 7 over here.
Yeah, he's using his
That's
extension.
what I would do. And I don't even know if he has the angle to do that. If he does, he's going to have to hit it like super soft and perfect.
He's called the bank.
So he's called the bank. So he likes the bank then. If he likes the bank, and he just won the banks, right? He's going to bank it one rail and probably draw the cue ball to the long rail on the left-hand side of the table and back out to the center. But the only danger that I see in this shot, if he does go that route, is running into the 4-ball with the cue ball.
4-ball, cross side, cross corner.
How'd he hit it?
Oh, what a great shot that is. A little ripple of applause from the audience. And if you are in the Wisconsin area, it's worth the drive down to the Ho Chunk Gaming Casino here in Baraboo. Lots of action going on around.
All he needs to do here is just stop the ball. Very little movement here.
Yeah, there's that silky smooth action. Just talk us through how important a nice smooth cue action is, Tony.
It's the only way that you'll have the ability to send that cue stick in a smooth straight line. You know, other than that, then if you're using a rough, rigid stroke by tightening any part of your body, now it's very, very, very tough to deliver that cue stick in a smooth, straight line, you know. And these guys have that in spades.
Yeah, Fedor, one of the best in the world at it. Everything in a straight line, and there you see bridge hand, elbow, backhand, head, all in a nice straight line, and that's what we're going for, Tony, isn't it?
Yeah, notice how he doesn't move his head or his bridge when he strokes the ball. It's so important. See that?
Yeah.
He moved it after the fact, right? After he struck the ball, right? And that's the key. I always tell people, when you have a rifle, when you're pointing it at a target, if you start to move your body forward right as you're about to pull the trigger, you fail to hit the target.
You're going to kill the wrong person, the silent assassin.
No, I'm not talking. When I say target, I'm not talking about a person. Maybe you are, but I'm not. So tell us a bit more about the Predator tables and the equipment here.
Yeah,
Mark.
well, it's actually the launch. It was the launch yesterday. It went on sale to the public, the beautiful, and I like to call it the sexy table, the Predator 9-foot Apex table. Really is a nice looking piece of equipment, and it even comes with the possibility, you might be able to see on your screens there, just to the right and the left of John Lehman's legs, the legs of the table. It's not John's legs lighting up, that is the table legs lighting up. Some beautiful, and you can choose your colour that you want. You can have them changing colour. So the 9-foot Apex Predator table, complete with Predator Arcadia cloth, also on sale now. Go to the website predatorcues.com and you can find out all the details you need. So Fedor breaking off, leading 2-1 to go on the hill.
So he mishit that one a bit. Let's see if he gets rewarded for it. Nope.
Yeah,
Did he?
There you saw
Nope.
the 10 ball was tracking very close to that corner, and just to let you know, early 10s do count. If you make the 10 on the break, it's a golden break and it wins you the rack. And as you've probably worked out already, it is winner breaks also. So Eklund then, seems quite a while since he had a shot.
Yeah, and I think he needs to get at least straight on this 2-ball to get on the 3-ball. I don't think you want to try to end up with an angle on the 2-ball where you have to go downtown and back uptown, you know. It's like, it makes it difficult. Oh, he overhit that.
With the price of Ubers these days, you don't want to go uptown and downtown.
Yeah. No.
And then back uptown again.
Yeah. Well, New York City, with the congestion pricing that they're about to add, it's crazy. He should be fine here. Draws past that 6-ball into the 3. I don't think he wants to get too straight on the 3. I think the key here is to cheat the pocket and hit the 2-ball to the left side of the pocket. And by hitting it fuller, you draw the cue ball a little straighter. If you overcut it, you definitely run into the 6-ball.
Eklund calling for his extension, 30 seconds. We've got a new shot clock operator at this particular event, Tony.
Oh, yeah?
We got Jimmy D'Souza.
Jimmy D'Souza.
Jimmy
Welcome,
D'Souza.
Jimmy.
So, difficult little positional shot here.
Ah, you see a nice little curve there.
And there, look. That's a nice jacket.
You need it in here in Wisconsin.
You do. It's not snowing in here, but it's snowing everywhere around.
So it looks like he got a little on the straight side here. He needs to be careful here not to cheat the pocket too much, because as we all know, you cheat it even a little and you hit it with some speed, the ball will not go in. Just definitely needs some spin. Not too much. He just wants to make sure he ends up with a decent shot on the 4.
Going a little bit close to that 6 ball.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't end up on top of Mount Everest, he's fine. I think he's going to play the 5 ball in the same pocket as the 4 here. Don't want to do anything crazy here. Just go 2 rails with some follow. Yeah, 1, 2 rails. Perfect.
I think he's got a bit of a new hairstyle going on there, KACI.
Yeah. No matter which way you look at it, the kid's got style, right?
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, these 2 guys, it seems like they've been around forever. And
Well, they're just going to bounce off the 8. Yeah, he did. Just to slow down the cue ball there. Ran into a little stopper there. What we call a little bumperoni.
A bumperoni. I love these little sayings you've got.
See, now just slide it over a bit. Ends up with a slight angle on the 7.
Looks like we're going to be going 2-2. Hardest work now, obviously, is 7 to 8, but that shouldn't be a problem. Well,
I think he has an angle. If he has an angle here, he might want to follow. But if he feels comfortable hitting it dead straight, he could just slide it over for the 9. Oh, he decided to go follow. Okay, good. Well,
yeah, perfect.
Looks like we're going to have a tie ball game, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to be going 2-2. So now it's a race to 2 in the first set. And if this 10 ball goes in, we are going for a very, very quick break, and we'll be back very soon. Baraboo, day 1 of the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series Apex Wisconsin Open. We are 2-2 in a race to 4. 2 races to 4, of course.
Now let's see how KACI hits this break over here, Mark.
I was hearing bells in my ears then, Tony. Were you?
Yeah. I have no idea what that is, but
I haven't.
almost sounds like Christmassy.
It was. Don't start singing jingle bells or jingle balls.
I let my 4-year-old do that. Okay, so he lost a little control of the cue ball there, but got a couple of bumperonis there.
Yeah, he's made a ball. Now then, has a shot on the one as well. And this is a pretty similar shot to the one that Fedor turned down, remember?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think he can see enough to make it. If he's able to hold the cue ball, you know, roll it in and hold the cue ball by the center of the table, it all depends if he can cut the 3 in the side.
Just to bring you up to date quickly on some scores on the outer tables, Chris Reinhold has taken the first set against Daniel Schneider 4-1, and Nicholas de Leon has taken the first set 4-1 against Sharik Saeed. Mika Immonen 2-2 now with Michael Schneider. Back to the action on the main table. Eklund KACI having a look round at the scoreboard, at the shot clock rather.
So let's see what he decides to do. Let's see if he decides to go for this.
Looks like he's psyching himself up for it, Tony.
This is a crucial shot in the match. It's tied at 2, and it's only a race to 4. Yep, slow rolled it. Missed it though. But look at the backup plan. Look at the backup plan.
Yeah, played it well, didn't he? Still had a shot on the 3 if he made it, but is there a gap between there? Is there a window, Tony?
No, I think he needs to jump this. I don't think he can see it.
Well, if there's a better jumper in the world at the moment, I haven't seen him, but I'll tell you somebody who's pretty close to him at jumping, and that's our only female competitor in this year's Apex Wisconsin Open. Yasmin Ocean is in town.
Yeah, she's playing the event. I'm excited to watch her play. I haven't seen her play in a while. Nice shot. I don't know if he's going to like position on 3, but that was a great jump.
Well, are you going to play this off the... Can he cut this in?
He might kick it in. I mean,
kick it, yeah.
If it's close enough to the rail, I mean, assuming he can't cut it in. If he can cut it in, you got to cut it in. You know.
Yeah, I'd like to just flick this 2 rails. I think he looks like he is going to come off that top rail and just flick it to bring the cue ball out back into the centre of the table. Maybe leave the 4 into the side, Tony, or corner.
Or in the corner, that's correct. Just got to make sure that you don't hit it at a speed where if you happen to hit it, you know, on the thin side, that you end up on top of the 8 ball, right? You don't want to Mount Everest on the 8 ball, the 9 ball, or the 10 ball. You know, it all depends. You just got to hit it right. Oh, he hit it nice speed. He hit it with nice speed.
Yeah, called it a bit thick, didn't he, really? This is a tough one now, isn't it? Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to make it. You know, I would be concerned about coming off the 7 and potentially scratching in the side. So, you know, he just has to make sure he negotiates where the cue ball is going. I don't think he's uncomfortable with this shot at all. He's just playing that well. And the 7 might not even be high enough for him to worry about that. How good did he hit that?
Brilliant shot. I mean, that is such a difficult shot, that. And made it just look run-of-the-mill, you know, just made it look simple.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't surprised that he shot it. He's really playing that good. I think he's playing better than anyone in the world right now, to be honest with you.
I can't disagree with you there, my friend. I know there's one man in your head at the moment that thinks they can beat him, and that's you.
I don't know about that, but yeah, you have to believe in your ability no matter what. You know, I'm not going to go into a match and think that I have no shot of winning. Then what am I wasting my time for? You know,
you might as well stay at home and watch your son play baseball.
Yep. Which, by the way, he played his first game on Saturday, so I'm very proud of him.
Nice little lead into that.
Okay, let's go 2 rails here. Then after the 7, Federer will play one of his favorite games, one pocket,
Yeah.
with the 8, 9, and the 10.
Are you surprised at how quick he's picked up the game of one pocket and banks? You know, it's not
Not
a
at
game
all.
associated with Europeans, is it?
Not at all, because, you know, he's the kind of kid that he's always absorbing. He wants to learn the best of all the games, and he's willing to put in the work. You don't see too many people put in the work that this kid puts in. I mean, he puts a tremendous amount of work.
Yeah, he's always first man practicing. And if he's finished a match, win or lose, he's straight back on the practice table again. Just absolutely loves the game, doesn't he? So we are going to be going on the hill with Fedor Gorst in round 1 of the Apex Wisconsin Open. So 3-2 then on the hill, race to 4. Now, Tony, we are in Wisconsin, and I thought I would find a few little fun facts about Wisconsin and the surrounding areas. So I'm going to hit you with a couple of little facts, and you can give me your view on them as well.
Okay.
34.4 million acres is Wisconsin. That's the area that Wisconsin covers. And you can actually fit, I've done some mathematics. Well, I've actually had the help of Ira Lee here with me to help with this. You could actually fit 37 billion Apex 9-foot Predator pool tables in that space. There you go. 37 billion pool tables. Imagine that. Imagine cleaning them. Imagine cleaning the balls.
You need a lot of people, but only you would come up with something like that.
What's 37 billion times 15 balls?
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't even think Predator would be able to handle that order.
Here we go then. On the hill, Fedor Gorst breaking, leading 3-2.
I want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate each and every single one of you. And want to say a special hello to Christina Takash, as well as Mama Gorst, who Federer told me she's always watching his matches.
Yeah, the Moscow Machine and the Moscow Mama back home there.
So I can't tell if he can see enough to make this one ball, but even if he can, he might not have a choice but to shoot a combo or play it safe, depending how he lands on the 2, assuming he can make the 1.
Yeah, if he can, I think he can. If he can hit enough of it, he can draw back just off the side rail, past the 6 ball maybe. Leave the 2 into the bottom left.
Yeah, if he can draw, that'd be great. Taking his time, lining it up.
Yeah, there you see, perfect camera angle there.
Yeah. Listen, maybe he has enough angle to hit it with follow and come between the 6 and the 5. You know, that's why he's taking his time to think about it. He can definitely see the ball. Maybe he feels comfortable hitting it with power follow.
Yeah, he's called his extension, so no hurry.
Well, you know, he knows the game well enough to know that he has to make a decision and stick to it. That's why he's taking his time. He's not going to get down on the shot and aim with follow and wonder, should he be hitting with draw? That's a massive mistake. You can't do that. It's a no-no in this game.
Yeah, be 100% sure of what you're going for and then go for it 100% with confidence.
Well, have to commit 100%.
He certainly used all his time here. And you're right there, he used follow. Now then, perhaps it passes the 7 in the side. Didn't look like it.
No, I think he's going to shoot the combo here. And depending where he, wound up, if he can cut the 7 enough and send the cue ball to the right-hand side, he might play the 7 in the low-hand side. Oh, it's a little tricky here. I mean, I would play safe here. I don't feel as comfortable with these combinations as much as they do.
Made it just in time. Some other scores from around the room. Nate Mindham has taken the first set 4-3 against Kerry Fiuk.
I'm wondering if he's going to run into the 9 here to play position for the 3. I wonder if that's what he's looking at. Either that or run into the 6 ball if he's able to. If he's not able to run into the 6 ball, he might have to run into the 9. I mean, if he did decide to go into the 8, he wouldn't have ideal position. He would have to rely on, you know, a little bit of luck there.
Yeah, he'd love to just flick off the side of that 9 ball, wouldn't he?
You know, the only concern here is if he decides to come into the 9 ball, you don't want to send the 9 ball into the 7 and create a bit of a cluster. So you want to make sure that you hit it with what I call smart speed, my friend.
Yeah, and he just raised the butt of the cue there, and how well has he hit that?
Yeah, he hit that great.
And that is a shot of a confident player, Tony, right? He's so in stroke at the moment, feels he can make any shot, and that wasn't an easy shot to judge that well. Terrific shot. And it looks like he's going to take the first set now. Can't really see any problems from here. Back into the centre of the table. If you could just see, just by that 9 ball at Tony, between the 9 and the 8, you might just catch on your screens there a little white chalk mark. And that is part of the shootout. If we get to a shootout, we will explain the rules of the shootout. And that little white mark comes into play, doesn't it?
Big time. And, you know, people say, hey, you know, these are professional players. They shouldn't feel pressure shooting a spot shot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's pressure. Because, you know, you have to keep making it over and over and over and over and over. You know, you to have a chance to win.
Yeah. 14 times if you know
Yeah.
Kioi.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's nicely played. Draw up now between the 8 and the 7, I would guess. And there you see the percentage change. That's the percentage of winning the first set, not the match, the first set. So Fedor Gorst, 76% chance of winning the first set. Absolutely perfect on this 7 ball. I would say 100% chance of winning the first set.
Yeah, that's using the Fargo rate.
Yeah, hi to Mike Page and Steve Ernst doing some great stuff with all the Fargo rating and all the new technology that they're developing. Just slide past the 9 ball here. Don't take any risks.
Well, I don't know. I think he has such a thin cut. He might have to go 2 rails.
Yeah.
He tries to slide. I don't think he can hit it full enough to go slide past it. Just go by the center of the table here or slightly past it. You don't want to get too straight on the 9, right?
Absolutely. Now, wants it to go a little bit to avoid the scratch in the side, obviously, from this 9 ball. Now then, it's one of them, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah, he might want to go 2 rails past, you know, in front of the first side pocket and past the second side pocket, you know.
And it's all about the English you use here, isn't it? The amount of right-hand English just to not go too far near that first side pocket.
Yeah, and some players like to just go back and forth and forget about trying to avoid the side pocket altogether. So, you know, it all depends on whether or not the spin is grabbing. See that? See, right before the side pocket and past the side pocket.
Absolutely
Great.
perfect. So this 10 ball then to take the first set. And if this goes in, we will take a quick break. But we will be back with the second set. And in it goes. Fedor 1, KACI 0. everyone, wherever you're watching around the world, to a freezing cold Wisconsin. But we've got some hot action here on the arena table. The first match in this year's CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series Apex Wisconsin Open. Fedor Gorst took the first set. KACI breaking off in the second, and with me in the commentary booth, Mr. Tony Robles.
Yeah, Mark, he pretty much put a clinic on that first set, right?
Yeah, good break there, though.
Now, this is a break that KACI is known for right here. Stop the cue ball dead in the center of the table, smash him. I've always considered him to have one of the best breaks on tour when it's on, you know.
Let me ask you a question. A lot of people say, right, he's a big man, you expect a big break. How much does your size and build have to do with the break, or is it all about the timing through the cue ball? Is it the way you throw yourself in? Just explain the break to us, please.
It has everything to do with timing. Obviously, if you're a bigger guy and you're super strong, you could just use your arm. You're going to break, you know, the living daylights out of the ball. And I know that firsthand because I used to play against some of the New York Giants NFL football players in East Rutherford, New Jersey, many years ago, Castle Billiards. And I couldn't believe one of them, he had no idea how to really play pool, but he broke the balls. There's no way on planet Earth I could ever think that I could ever hit the balls as hard as this guy did. And he smashed and made like 4 or 5 balls in the break. The guy didn't even know what he was doing. He just happened to hit it dead square. But when it comes to the timing of it, you can have someone as thin as a toothpick. And if the timing is correct, they're going to smash the balls. You know, the biggest mistake players make when they're breaking the balls is they don't understand the actual timing aspect of it. You know, if you throw your arm to hit the ball and then throw your body after the fact that you struck the ball, then that's just wasted energy. Everything has to move forward at the same exact time. You can't throw one part and then throw the other part after the fact.
Because it's already gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you already hit the ball. So that's really the key right there.
Thanks for that. Perfect explanation. If you're working on your break, some very, very good tips there from Mr. Robles. And just to bring you up to date, Chris Reinhold has beaten Daniel Schneider by 2-0. He's the first man through in this year's Apex Wisconsin Open. And meanwhile, KACI 1 set down to Fedor Gorst, but looks like he's well on the way to taking the opening rack in set number 2.
Yeah, he hit that 6 ball a little bit on the thick side, but I think that was intentional. I think he cheated the pocket intentionally and slowed down the speed of the cue ball for the 7. Here he just wants to basically leave the ball where it's at right now, pretty much, right? To come down 1 rail, possibly 2 rails for the 10 ball.
With the tattoo on the side of his neck, it says perfection, and that was certainly perfection. Perfectly placed where Tony said he would put it.
I like going 2 rails here because I like going towards the 10 once I come off that 2nd rail.
There you saw perfect picture of the tip of the cue going through the cue ball. And this straightforward 10 ball, in it goes. So takes the opening rack in set number 2. So shall we carry on with a few little fun facts of about Wisconsin and the like?
Go for it. Someone requested a rap from you. They want to hear you do a rap.
No, I don't do it. He's not here today. He's doing a concert somewhere. I think he's in Florida today. He's not here today. He was around yesterday, actually, for the birthday. There's a terrific young player called Savannah Easton. She's playing out of Las Vegas. 12 years old yesterday. Real big future ahead of her. Now, you were part of that video that we done for her yesterday. Thank you so much for that. And I just want to tell you that she was absolutely in tears, and she said it's given her real inspiration to carry on and to try and go as far in the sport as possible. Yasmin Ocean made a lovely little video for her. You did. A lot of the top players did. And she's very, very grateful for that. So thanks for that, Tony. Excellent KACI. Breaking off 1-0 up.
That was my pleasure, and I wish Savannah the best of luck. I know she has a bright future ahead of her, so.
Yeah, she certainly does. Just 12 years old. And
let's see how he hits these, Mark. See if he hits it dead square. Stop the cube on the center of the table. Hit it off a bit, but hit it solid enough. Let's see if that 2-ball goes in.
No.
Nope. But isn't that amazing how when you hit it off center, when you hit it dead straight, with that 4 rail or one of the balls in the 2-ball on the side,
yeah.
you know, it's like you hit it just a little off. Fortunately for him, the cue ball wound up behind the 10.
You know, I'm just wondering, will he go for the short stick here? Go and get that jump cue out. He's so good with it. It's almost like playing a normal shot for Fedor. He jumps so well. Yeah. Here we go, straight for it. Calls the corner pocket. It is cool shot, remember. We're playing 10 ball.
No, a number of the top players have said that he's the best jumper on the tour right now. So, it's like I said, he works so hard on every single aspect of his game.
Yeah, he's one of the few players that you'll actually see bring out the jump stick to play a safety sometimes as well. He really can control the jumping that good. Let's see how he gets up and over the 10 and the 5. Can he make the 1 in the corner? Wow, wow.
Yeah, he hit that great.
And how well did he control the cue ball as well? Now look at this. Has he got a little angle on this 2-ball to draw over to that 7?
I can't tell from this view. But I can tell you if he's able to slow it down and bank that 3-ball, he will. Because he can use the 7 as a stopper. The only thing is that he has to make sure that if possible, get the 7 to go past the 4. If it bumps the 4, bumps it, you know, in a way where he'll end up with a shot at either corner.
I was actually fortunate enough to spend 9 amazing days at the Derby City Classic, and I saw some great bank pull, some really top-class bank pull, and you're looking at the man that took the title here, Fedor Gorst. Now, he's got a slight angle on this.
So you don't want to hit it too hard, I think. See? Yeah, now, if he's able to hit the 7 full enough where he can bank it 1 rail past the 4 and stop the cue ball there, he's in good shape. But if he's not able to do that, he has to be careful as to how the 7 runs into the 4, but also make sure that the cue ball doesn't stop in front of the 7. So it's a touchy shot.
3-ball, cross side.
Let's see if the 7 goes past the 4. You see, like I said, see, hit it with great. He wanted to make sure he didn't end up behind the 7. Look at that. He hit that great.
Such control, wasn't it? Beautifully played. Yeah, just to run through some other top names here. We got the boys from Kuwait in town. We got Abdullah Al Youssef is in town. Bader Alawadi.
I call Bader Darth Bader. he loves it.
Omar Al Shaheen is also in town.
Look at that nice little billiard he played there to get perfect on the 5 in the side.
Just beat the shot clock, as you may have heard.
It looks like we're going to have a tied ball game, bud.
Yeah, pretty straightforward from here, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, he ends up with a slight angle on the 7, and then he can draw the cue ball to the center of the table.
Just having a look around the room to see if there's any more results, but there's not yet. Great matchup in the midday matches. Not sure what one will be on the stream table yet, but there's some great matches coming up at midday. Conrad Uzishin will be playing against Darren Appleton. Now that's a mouth-watering matchup, isn't it? Darren playing some great stuff. Just come off a big 10-ball match with Mika Immonen. Getting ready for this.
They played an 8-ball match too, I believe, right?
He did, yeah.
I think Darren won that one 30-28, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
In the race to 30, yeah.
Really has found his love again for the game.
Well, looks like we're going to end up with a 1-1 ball game.
And looks like we're going to be going to a break, and we'll be back very, very soon. Welcome back to Ho Chunk Gaming Casino here in Baraboo, Wisconsin for the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series. It's stop number 2 on the tour, the one just before Vegas. Feder Gorst breaking off, we're all level in the second set. There's that break again, Tony. 9 ball going inside. Cue ball's going close to the corner, but he's okay. Oh, and look at this. He's got a shot on the 1, Tony.
Oh, yeah. It's looking good for him this rack, too. Just 3 is going to be a little tricky. But, you know, if he gets just right on the 2 and shoots a 3 in the corner, he's going to have automatic position. Look at that. The 10 ball looks on.
Well, it is on, isn't it? Picked up by the cameraman there. It's
wired.
Good
job.
It's wired.
It's wired, and, you know, and again, it all depends. You know, the pockets are playing a little bigger because it's a brand new cloth. So, you know, if he can get right on the 3 and he feels comfortable enough to draw back to the bottom rail, then the 10 is not, you know, a bad shot, you know.
Yeah, just a little bit of inside information here on the tables. The bed of the table was reclothed, brand new Arcadia cloth, and it's the new weave, the new one that they've brought out especially yesterday. And the rails haven't been redone, so they're not sliding. Am I correct there, Tony? They won't slide as much as they would if the cloth was new.
Yeah, it's still sliding a bit, not as much as it was, but, you know, there's always a little slide there. But, you know, which is a reason why, I mean, he had a slide angle, but he really hit that 1 ball well. He went rail first on that 1 ball to get where he's at, right? See, look, watch the English there. Look, you see that?
Yeah.
You see it slid just a little bit.
Just grabbed a little bit. Yeah.
That's how you could tell that it's sliding a bit. Now, if this were a table where the cloth was worn out, he'd be straight on that 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think here he has to play position on the 4. I don't think he has a good enough angle to draw straight back for the combo.
Yeah, it's easy position as well for the 4, isn't it? Slides past the 10 as well into this bottom corner. Calls the extension. I can see Chris Reinhold sat up in the stands watching this great battle between these 2 giants of the game. Chris Reinhold just went through against Daniel Schneider 2-0.
Watch the fundamentals here again. Notice how even his bridge hand doesn't move. Look at that.
Beautifully played. What a shot that is. Absolutely perfect. Now a little stun here for the 5 into the side pocket, I think, Tony. Is that how you're playing it?
Either that or he can go in between the 10 and the 5. So this is a preference shot. You know, he's like me. He likes to minimize that movement of the cue ball as much as possible. You know,
Oh, he's using
but
it well.
I like going in the opposite corner pocket.
Oh yeah, played it with some.
It's just you have so much room for error there. You don't have to be as precise with the speed as if you were playing it in the side. You know, in the side, if you come a little short, a little long, you're in a bad spot. You know.
Yeah, played it beautifully, didn't he? To get the cue ball over there. Played it with right hand English.
See here, you just draw it a little bit, unless he has. Oh no, he has to follow on this one. He has more angle. See, if he were straighter, then all he had to do was draw straight up, you know, past the 8 ball.
He's so in stroke at the moment. Look at that. Absolutely perfect again on this 6 ball. And there you'll see the percentages down below. Fedor now 52% favourite to win this particular set. And it will be the match as well, of course, if he does win this set.
And this is your classic, you know, 2 rail, coming off the 2nd rail and going towards the ball, you're shooting next shot. So another high percentage shot.
There you see Mario He, look, another big name here. The big names have turned up. Roland Garcia's here. Roberto Gomez. They're all here, Tony.
Yeah.
If you're
haven't seen Roberto yet, but I heard that he should be here.
He's flying. Superman is flying in this morning, apparently.
There you go.
Nice wide stance there.
3 rails. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, perfectly. Poetry in motion is what this is. The Russian potting poet. In it goes. So, takes the lead 2-1. So, Tony, who have you got in your first round? Do you know who you're playing?
I'm playing a very good friend of mine, Thorsten Holman. First round at 7 p.m. tonight. So you will not hear me doing any commentary at the 5 p.m. round because I have to get ready, or the 7 p.m. round. But I will be back at 9 p.m.
Well, I'll miss you, but I hope you win. But I kind of don't mind if you lose, because it means that I'm going to see more of you in the booth. And I'm sure everyone listening and watching out there in pool land, wherever you are around the world, let us know in the chat where you're watching. It's always nice to know where everybody's watching from. And there again, Mario Healer, he's texting. I reckon he's texting a fellow panda. He's ordering from...
Probably someone sent him a message saying, "You're on TV, live TV."
He's ordering some bamboo shoots for lunch.
I want to give a special shout out to all the rooms in Southern Florida that I play out of. Very, very great rooms. You know, Beyond Billiards, South Bay Billiard Academy. You know, Lucky 7. You have Sharpshooters. You have the Bird Bowl, which has both pool and bowling.
Oh, I thought he was going to say birds as well.
No, Bird Bowl. Yeah, it's on Bird Road. That's why it's called Bird Bowl. But I believe it's been there for over 60 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So a special shout out to all those rooms for their support of the game and for what you do for the players and just the game in general. So we appreciate each and every single one of you.
Yeah, dry break there from Fedor Gorst. Looking to get on the hill. And excellent KACI hoping to keep him off it. Now then, where are you pushing to, Tony?
He doesn't want to give him an easy billiard. He definitely doesn't want to push to the right-hand side of the table, because if he does, he's going to give him easy billiard to place a cue ball underneath the 9 ball. So he wants to make it slightly uncomfortable to where he might want to entice him to cut the ball. I like cutting the ball, sending the cue ball by the 7 and the 8, possibly below the 9, 10, and 2. You know, like leave the cue ball frozen.
Just to the left of where it is now as we look, yeah? Leave him a shot past the 9.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he's going to go for the jump. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go for the jump. He's just going to tap it.
Wow.
And then
I'll tell you what, that is a brave shot to play against somebody of Fedor Gorst's jumping ability.
Yeah.
Now, has he done it because it's so close to the rail? He's not even playing it straight from behind.
Yeah, I mean...
Or what about putting Eklund back in?
This is so you can see how this game is, right? How tricky it can be. placing the 7 ball there wasn't that bad of an idea, because if you make the 1 and the cue ball comes off the rail, the cue ball could potentially end up being stopped by the 7. Whereas if he were to shoot a stop shot on the 7 and send the 7 uptown, right, then you don't have a ball to stop there. But he probably decided not to do that because the 7 might get in the way of the 1 ball as well. So it's all these little things that you have to think about when you push the ball. He decided to go for the safe there.
Yeah, he hasn't hit it too well. Needs some luck, and I think he's got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he's
got
had
it
a
there.
result there. Is he going to raise the hand and apologise? No. What do you think about players when they apologise? Do you like a player to apologise? Don't you care if a player apologises? Do they mean the apology?
Yeah, I think they mean it for the most part. I don't have a problem with it, and I don't have a problem doing it either. You know, I think he just called the ball in the corner. He just called the ball in the corner.
Perhaps he can cross bank it, can he? What's he called? Oh, he's going to kick it.
He's gonna try to jump over the 8.
No,
So,
surely not, is
yeah.
he?
Yeah, well, you know, he's probably has one of those jump cues where you have control of the cue ball. It's very hard to jump it off the table once you jump from that distance. You just can't hit it too hard, because no matter what jump cue you have, if you hit it too hard, you're going to jump one or the other off the table, or both.
He needs to land right on this 1 ball.
Yep. Look at that.
Oh, what a jump
It's
that
pretty
was.
close there, too. He didn't make it, but he scared him a bit.
Now then, has he left the gap through? I think he has. Eklund having a quick look. I always think they're the hardest jumps, Tony, when the ball, the object ball you're trying to hit is so far away from the cue ball but close to the intervening ball. Like that was, the 8 ball was so close to the 1. Had to land right on it, and did. Very nearly made it.
And you see how well he controlled the cue ball, right? He was in no danger of over jumping, or, you know, jumping the 1 or the cue ball, or both balls off the table, you know?
Oh, he just twisted that round slightly, I think.
I don't know if he's going to end up behind the 4. He's going to have to jump.
Yeah.
And you know, jumps like these where you're, you know, straight or almost straight in the pocket, you know, those jumps there, these, believe it or not, these are standard shots for these players. You know, they're actually shocked when they miss it, because they're expecting to make them, but because they practice it a lot, you know.
Are you a fan of the jump shot? Do you think it has a place in the game? Would you rather it didn't exist? What's your... Always missed that.
I mean, I'm old school. I grew up without the jump stick, so, you know, when they were introduced, I felt like a lot of players lost the ability to learn a little more about kicking.
Yeah.
But, you know, in the last, I would say, like 10, 20 years, they've definitely improved their kicking ability. But it's definitely changed the game. It definitely changed the game. Like Mike, for example, Mike Zoglin from the Joss Tour, who runs a Turning Stone event, he doesn't allow jump sticks in his event, never has.
No. But you can jump with a full length cue, right?
Yes, but, you know, it is part of the game. It's definitely changed the game, and, you know, I've learned to accept it. I'm okay with it. If I had a choice, I would rather not.
Oh, he just clipped off. I thought he was going to make it then. Now then, first mistake off the rack. KACI looking to catch up.
Well, he's going to need this game if he is to have a chance to take it to a sudden death here.
Just to let you guys know a few other players. Dennis Grabet is in town. Torsten, as we said earlier, will be playing my friend next to me later on this evening, I believe at 7 o'clock.
Good shot.
We've got Kang Lee, the Kankster. He will be in action, I think, at noon.
These two, I think he might have to either go 3 rails and get on the 4, or shoot a billiard and hit that 9 as full as possible, which I think is an easier shot. But you have to be quite confident that you can hit it dead straight.
Yeah, doesn't want to lose it off the side of the 9 behind the 8,
because then he
does he?
loses a cue ball. There you go. So now how you see how the 9 now blocks the corner for the 7, so that means he has to get that much better on the 6 ball in order to make sure he plays the 7 in the side or in the corner. Right?
It's a tricky business, this pole position.
Yeah. I think he has to go 2 rails here.
Look at them eyes. Eyes on the prize, look. Eyes on the object ball.
Yeah.
Perfectly played. Nicely on the 5 ball.
Oh, yeah. He has a nice angle on the 5 to get on the 6 just right to end up on that side of the 7. And if he's dead straight, you know, I like drawing a little bit, just a little bit, you know, get a little closer to the 6.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the Wisconsin Apex Open here, CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series stop number 2 on the tour this year. 6 in all, playing for a total prize money of $75,000. 25 to the winner, 15 to the runner-up. Who will lift the trophy and the check on Saturday night? Wow. Pick your winner. Let us know in the chat who your favourite is to win this title.
Look how great he hit that 6 ball, Mark. I mean, he stunned followed that ball to perfection. Over here, now he has a choice. He can. I prefer to just slow roll it in and shoot the 8 ball in the low right-hand side, but some players like to hit this with a little bit of speed and either play it in the same side or in the corner. Right? That's a smart one right there because you don't risk missing the ball, but you have to trust the table too, right?
Just looking around the arena, Jeremy Sosay warming up for his match at noon.
1 rail to the center of the table.
Played it perfectly. And there's the familiar sight of the shot we often see played on the 9 ball.
Yeah. Yeah, here you don't want to go 2 rails. You just want to go 1 rail because you don't have much angle. You don't want to risk missing the ball by hitting it too hard. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous shot. So this then to level it up once again at 2-2, and we'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Baraboo and the Apex Wisconsin Open 2022. We're at stage 1 at KACI, breaking off. We're level in the second set. Fedor took the first set. With me in the commentary booth, Tony Robles. So Tony, there's the break, and it's a dry one.
Yeah, you know, you never want to come up dry when you're tied 2-2 in a race to 4. You know, you always hope you hit the. And he didn't really hit those that bad. He hit those pretty solid, but you know how the break is. You know, sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. There's no professional player that can come up to you and say they make a ball in the break every single time. You know, it's impossible. But that doesn't mean you should stop trying, right? Over here, I think he can see enough to make it. If he can, he has to go for it. If not, then only thing I see here really is safe on the 6 ball if he's able to see it. Looks like he can only see the side of the ball.
It's he can make the one, but it's such awkward queuing over the top. But if anyone can do it, this man can.
Yeah, if he can make it, then I mean he's going to get automatic position. But like I said, look at that. Underneath the 6, he overhit it. Oh, he
No,
called a foul on himself.
he called a foul on himself, and that's a great part of this wonderful game played by gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Calling a foul on himself. There's not many sports. I can't imagine soccer players doing that. Can you?
Yeah, I can't imagine both Federer and Akachi not calling a foul on themselves because you know, they're two outstanding guys, you know, upstanding guys, and they'll do that all the time. But I tell you one thing, he's super relieved that despite the fact that he failed to make or pocket a ball on the break, that he's up to the table now with the potential to get on the hill.
Yeah, one other result to bring you from the outside tables. Nathan Mindham has beaten Kerry Fierke Jr. 4-3, 4-2 to advance to the next round.
Over here, he has to go in between the 5 and the 9. What he doesn't want to do is get so close to the 9 he could potentially go behind it. So that's a key to this shot here. If he hits it low enough so that he barely gets past the side pocket, then it's impossible to get behind the 9. See, he barely gets past that side pocket. He's in good shape there. And that, I thought that was a key. You know, whether the key shot to this rack. I mean, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, the 8 to the 9 is a little tricky, but I can see him go 4 rails, possibly 5 rails there. But here you go between the 10 and the 6 with a little high right.
Great picture there of Fedor in the background. It always reminds me of the great comedy duo Laurel and Hardy. He always reminds me of Stan Laurel.
I can see that. Yeah, never thought about that till you just brought it up.
He makes this certain face as well sometimes, and he just looks so much like him. You expect him to start playing with his hair and going,
Let's see what he decides to do from the 7 to get from the 7 to the 8 ball. You know, does he end up with a slightly straighter angle on the 8 ball and draw back 2 rails past the rail in the 10, or does he decide to go 4, possibly 5 rails for the 9 ball? Which I actually like that shot because gives me the ability to let loose with follow. But you have to have enough angle to make sure that the ball doesn't slide on you too much. That's the tricky part of it.
Oh, he played that nicely. Played that beautifully. Interesting little statistic. Fedor Gorst won the recent Arizona Open, and he didn't lose one set, didn't experience one shootout. I wonder, will he be having his first shootout of 2022? He could be, because KACI looks in control here to take the lead at 3-2 and go to the hill. Second set.
See, so he elected to get straighter, but I think he got a little too straight there. Right?
Now look at this. This is a well, I think you're going to see the stroke let out here.
Oh, there's no doubt he can draw the cue ball. The thing is that does he have enough angle where he can cheat the pocket and not worry about missing the 8? If he does, he definitely does. So he's going to try to draw either between the 9 and the 10, right? Which is what he did. Wow, he hit it great.
How well. Absolutely beautiful shot. And there on your screens, you got to see it perfectly. So this 9 and 10 ball.
That was a massive shot. Massive
on
shot.
The hill.
Mark, can you do me a favor and say hi to my beautiful wife, Gail?
Hello, your beautiful wife, Gail. Absolutely. It was her birthday the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was her birthday on February 4th. She's the reason why I'm here. With her support, it's unbelievable. You know,
What did you buy her for her birthday?
I gave her. I decided to take it easy on her. That's all. No, I took her out to a special dinner at a place called Crazy About You in Miami, Brickell. It's a phenomenal place. We were right by the water. Had dinner there. It was phenomenal.
What did you have?
A skirt steak. We had
Oh,
skirt steak, roasted chicken. It was awesome. It was great. It was fantastic.
I wish I could afford to eat like that. Okay, here we go then. Breaking on the hill at KACI. Let's see what he can make here. People having fun in the audience. Looks like a Pirelli tread to me. Is that Pirelli?
Look at this break. Look at this break.
Pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Favourite to take the second set here, I think. We could be going out. I tell you, it happened at Arizona. Our very first, I think our first 3 matches actually on the stream table went to a shootout.
Yeah.
And we could be seeing our first one.
And you know what's interesting about this right here is, you have to go between the 10 and the 7. But the good thing about this shot is if you happen to run into the 7 isn't so high where if you ran into it, you end up behind the 10. So if you run into the 7, you're actually in good shape here.
Yeah, talking about running into it, his shirt was very, very close to the 7 there. Referee John Lehman was having a look, making sure there's no foul play.
See, now here, if you just came off the cushion a bit, you can either shoot the 4 on the side or end up with an angle for the 4 in the upper right-hand corner pocket to stun over the other side of the table for the 6.
He's played that nicely in between the 8 and 9. He's got to come downtown and go back uptown again, you tell me?
Yeah, but I think he didn't mean to end up there. I think he tried to get straight. But yeah, you're right. Because now he has to avoid traffic here. We're talking about going uptown and downtown. When you do that, you're going to run into some traffic. Right?
There's a bit of congestion charge down here as well. He's got to be careful. There's a bit of a traffic jam between the 10, the 6 and the 9.
Might want to go between the 8 and the 9, I think.
Oh, he played that just a little bit of left-hand English, didn't he? Just to check it off that rail.
Yeah.
Played it beautifully. Things looking good for the young 23-year-old from Albania.
Either way he goes, he's going to have to play a good shot on the 6 to get on the 7. Because if he leaves a cue ball between the 8 and the 9, he has to go to the right side and then the left side of the table. And if he decides to go around the other side, he's going to have to get really, really good on it. Almost dead straight.
Oh, he's played this really well. Look at that. Nicely played. He's got the correct angle on this.
Well, he's gonna need to go between the 7 and the 10 twice to try to leave the cue ball more or less where it's at now. Because you definitely can't draw here.
No. Wow. Oh dear, what a miss that is. I can't believe it came right across that, Tony. I think he was concentrating on the cue ball rather than the object ball there. The eyes just moved offline. And he's missed that. And what a chance. Well,
I think he might have to bank this. I don't know if he can see enough to cut it in, Mark. But that was definitely a shocking miss there. We didn't expect that. And he left the cue ball exactly where he wanted to for the 7. But he's gonna need to get over that immediately, which he's if he's to have a chance to win the set, if he were to get another opportunity at the table,
Well, I was almost ready to start explaining the shootout rules, and then all of a sudden,
I think he can cut this.
I'll tell you what, if he makes this and gets this rack, he will be breaking for the match. So all of a sudden,
Oh, you did call the bank.
I was just going to say, all of a sudden, Fedor's favourite, but not now, maybe. But not an easy 6, this.
I don't know if he has enough angle to, beat the scratch without, having to stun or draw. If he can hit it thin enough to avoid that scratch in the corner, he's in good shape because the cue ball come off the second rail and go right towards the 7. But if he fails, if he fails to make this ball and avoid the scratch, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. You don't want to hit the point either. So if he's going for it, he must know that he has enough angle to get past it. Let's see.
Oh, he's overcooked it. He's overcooked it. Where's the cue ball? It's close to the side. Doesn't want it in. Oh. I'll tell you what, Fedor would have loved that cue ball to have dropped.
Here, huh?
He's called the bank. He's called the 6 ball cross side. I'm getting the lingo, Tony.
You have to go for this. Yeah, there you go. You have to go for this. You're a good student of the game, Mark.
Crowd's beginning to gather around this table.
There's the bank.
And that's why he is bank champion of the Derby City Classic. Saw him make numerous banks during his time. And day 1 starting off with an absolute brilliant match. So Fedor then can't believe to get 2 chances in the same rack.
And he's going to take advantage of it. So now it's all about the break.
Yeah, we'll be putting everything into the break, and if Fedor can make this 9 and 10, we will be going for a break also. But don't go anywhere, because we are going to be hill 3-3 in the second set. Perfectly on the 10 ball then. Who's going to win? I think Mika Immonen might have just won. And we go. Welcome back to Baraboo, to the Apex Wisconsin Open, round 1, day 1, first match of the day. We're hill in the second set. Fedor Gorst breaking off, hoping to win it. 6 ball in the corner. Now, does he have a shot on the 1 ball? Well, he has a shot at it. Now, I'm wondering here, Tony, do you go for this?
Absolutely, because even if you overcut it, you can hit it off the 5 ball. And you have an angle to run into that 10 ball and potentially play a position on the 2 ball.
Yeah. It looks on, and we know he's a very, very attacking player.
And even if he ran into the 2 ball, as long as it runs into the 10, you know, he doesn't really have. He would have to hit it absolutely perfect to run into the 2 ball and up behind the 10. So I like his chances here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we're going to see him going for it. And just as you called it, came off the back of the 5 and clipped the 10. Perfect. Yeah, on the 2 ball. What a great shot that was. And now, all of a sudden, well, KACI.
That might be game 7 match there.
What a miss that was on that 6 ball. And KACI sat there and he must be thinking about that 6 ball now, thinking, how did I miss that? That was to win the set, to go.
We have to make sure that that 5 ball goes, you know. But he hit that, I mean, there's no living human being that can hit that any better than the way he did, you know.
It was like absolutely perfect, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And he has, to be fair to him, he has played some perfect pool.
You see that? I said, don't cheat the pocket too much because he had a slight angle. You saw how the ball almost stayed there?
Yeah. But once again, that beautiful, smooth cueing gives the ball every chance of going in. And things now looking very good for the Russian. And I bet he can't believe his luck here, you know. Must have thought we're going to a shootout. And all of a sudden, he's heel. Now then, this is the important shot. And I think he's played that absolutely perfect as well. Can draw just past the side pocket here, Tony. Just about there. Look, leave that angle on the 5. Can see Yasmin Ocean warming up for her match. She will be playing at midday.
And even if he clipped the 8 ball, I think he would hit it so thin that the 8 ball would barely move. He still has the potential to play the 8 ball in the same pocket as a 5.
Yeah, he's played. Oh, he
but of course, he would prefer not to run into it. But
I think he could just play this with a little dab of right hand spin here, just to spin it round, just to coerce the ball into the pocket. Did you like that? Coerce?
Yeah. You're amazing, man.
I can speak English.
Like I said,
he's caught it.
You see that he caught it, but it didn't grab the way I expected it to. You see that? But, you know, he hit the 8 ball a little thicker than what I thought he was going to hit. And I think that's due to the fact that he would have been better off leaving the cue ball even closer to the rail. So that way he hits the 8 ball thinner, you know?
Yeah. Still cuts. It's a tricky little one, though.
Well, it definitely goes. You know, it's all a matter of whether or not he can draw. If he can draw, he's in good shape.
Well, he needs to get a move on here.
Yep, he drew.
Wow.
Look at the control. Look at the control.
Against the clock as well. The beeping in the background. So 9 and 10 then to win the first game of the day.
Yeah, I don't know if he can draw one rail to the top rail and back towards the 10, or if he's going to go, if he has such a thin hit that he's forced to go 3 rails at least. So if he can hit it with draw, that would be the ideal. But if not, he has to make sure that, you know, he doesn't go too long coming off the 3rd rail. Oh, that's great. How could he hit that?
Oh,
overhit it a bit.
Wow, he has overhit this. He needs it to slow up a little bit. Well, how do you fancy this one? How do you fancy this one to win the match, Tony? Is he going to play it in the side?
I don't know about playing this in the side. I don't know. You have to slow roll it. I kind of like hitting it into the corner so that way if it hits a long rail, it still has a chance of going in, you know?
I actually see him practicing this shot before matches. He practices his shot a lot. Is it going to pay off?
Wow, look how good he hit that.
Oh, what a great shot. And we will be back with another match very, very shortly. Fedor Gorst advances to the next round.